Hi, Sagittarius. It's interesting because I was going to do Scorpio's reading first, and I'm going to do it next. But every time I would try and sit in Scorpio energy, I kept getting pulled over to you guys, which is not strange for me because I do connect with, I'm a Sag moon, so I connect with you guys very intensely. And the Scorpio full moon is coming up at the end of April. So there was this pull to just have a conversation with you guys. So we're going to talk for a minute. A couple of things to know. We have Chiron has moved into Aries and Uranus is moving into Taurus in May. I'm going to do the reading for the end of April, for the next 9 days, and then the beginning of May. You'll have to forgive me if I'm a little subdued because it's amazing how Sagittarius can be one of the most optimistic signs in the zodiac. Regardless of what's going on in a Sagittarius life, they just keep going. And maybe it's not even optimism that pushes them. It's that drive, knowing that they have to pick themselves up so they can be of service to others. It's the sign, that we want to make sure that the world is safe and the world is comforted. Temperance is the card for Sagittarius. It's all about patience and healing. And I think that when Sagittarius gets in the moment of a culmination, like a full moon being in their 12th house, their shadow side, it becomes a bit difficult knowing that you have been healing everybody else, and yet where is the healing within you? And I feel like that's what this full moon is going to bring out in you guys. Not in a scary way. There could be some things that maybe go by the wayside in your life, things that you've had to let go of for a while. It's interesting how the universe just kind of takes the things that are no longer resonating with you and it's like they put a pin in it. And, when it comes to full moons, it's like that pin is put in it and it's like that full culmination. Except for this full moon is really about let's just call it a spring cleaning, clearing out your closet, clearing out your physical, mental, emotional. And for you guys, the most, it will be really looking deep within and finding what it is that needs to be cleared out within you. And that's all about evolution. It's all about mastering ourselves. That's what Scorpio is. Scorpio being in your 12th house, the fact that you guys can be so healing and so optimistic. Maybe I won't use the word optimistic. I know a lot of people use that word for Sagittarius. It's not even optimistic. It's this inner knowing that if you are not pushing forward, nobody else can. And maybe that's what it is. It's more of a, people are attracted to Sagittarius in a way because Sagittarius can just make things happen no matter the circumstances, no matter what's happening. They will turn a circumstance into something better to put a smile on somebody else's face. I think that's because everybody's always says, how attractive Sagittarius is. And yes, Sagittarius is very attractive. We are mutable. We are that arrow. We go for what we want. We go for everything that we desire and need in life. And if you're a Sagittarius that's in a place that doesn't feel like you've been able to go for what you want and what you desire in life, I feel like this Scorpio full moon, especially if you're a Sag rising, being in your 12th house is going to bring some things to an end that really kind of need to be pushed to the wayside. Been thinking about this all morning, and it's probably because my Sag moon is coming in so strongly right now. It's Taurus season. It's all about planting seeds and manifesting life. And if we don't give ourselves the opportunity to clean out our closets or clean out, our shadow side per se, the side that we keep in the dark, because there are dark sides to a Sagittarius. If we don't clean those parts out and start the healing process, how can we get the seeds to grow that we plant during manifestation time? Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Gemini is when everything starts to bloom. So now is the time. It's almost perfect timing for you to really clean out the skeletons, those deep, dark parts of you that really need to be pushed out. So let's look. We talked about, kind of like not letting people get in your way in April, the beginning of April. And thank you for your patience with this reading. I am finally caught up on personal readings. So if you'd like a personal reading, check out my website. I do still have a special on the relationship reading. So fearlessintuition.net. Link is below the video. Just click on that little arrow that's on the side. So exactly what I'm talking about here, 8 of Cups. What is it that you are still holding on to? And it could be, sorry, my throat is really tickly. What is it that you're still holding on to? Emotions, physical things, people, relationships. What is it that you know deep down you have to let go of in order to thrive? Because, if you think about it, when you plant seeds, if the soil isn't fertile and if it hasn't been tilled and it hasn't been, mushed all up and messed up, really, before you plant the seed, there's no room for it to grow. There's no room for the roots to really take. So what is it that you need to mess up? What is it that you need to shake up in your life? 10 of Wands. It's been a long road. It's been a lot of hard work. That's okay for a Sagittarius to have a lot of hard work. There was a card that flipped over in here. We'll find it in a minute. Here, let me see if I can, oh, there it is. So let's see. I'm not afraid to see the 10 of Wands in a Sagittarius reading because it has been a burden. It has been a lot of work. And 6 of Pentacles, there's no denying that you've given it all. You've given, this is we are very service oriented. We like to give back to the people, that's what we work very hard to do it. And 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and there's Death. So there's Scorpio. If you feel like you've been really alone and kind of overpowered, you do have an Earth sign here. And it's interesting, my heart just kind of, exploded when I said the Earth sign here. If you feel like you've been giving a lot to the situation and you still feel very alone, you could have an Aries in your life. But it's almost like you really want to be recognized now. And like I said, Chiron is an Aries, and the Emperor has been showing up in all the readings for the second half of April. It's not time anymore to think about how you've been wounded. And it's very interesting because it's like the generation right before mine is where the Chiron you were born with Chiron and Aries. So if you're early 40s, you might want to check your birth chart and see where your Chiron is, because mine is in Taurus. So the generation like right before mine, literally, I think it's even just a year before mine. Your Chiron is in Aries. And so if your Chiron is in Aries, this is going to be a time for you to really not look at what has been wounded, like, and heal the wounds in your life. Now it's really time to kind of stand up for yourself and be in charge of healing those wounds in a different way and voicing how you feel and no longer taking anybody's crap anymore. Because if you do feel like you've been giving to a situation that you have to walk away from and it's been a burden for you for a very long time and it's left you feeling quite alone, I do feel like there is somebody in your midst that has kind of been like, you know, I can help with that. I can be stability for you if you're not feeling like you can be stable anymore. And it's almost a pride thing where you're like, no, I'm going to deal with this on my own. I'm going to take care of this on my own. I can do this on my own. Like, no big deal. But I feel like there is somebody around you that has kind of always been your champion. And I feel like as the full moon comes, the Scorpio full moon comes, you could have a Scorpio in your life as well. As the Scorpio full moon comes about, you're going to be walking away from or recognizing that the universe is kind of already taking it out of your life, taking this burden that you've been carrying for a very long time out of your life. Whether it doesn't really matter what sign it is, but so I don't want you to get into the mind, the thought process of, I just gave so much to this situation and now I just have to like let it go. Like, how is that possible? You know, how do I do that? Page of Cups. Well, you want more. Three of Pentacles. You want to build a new life. You want to grow things in a way that is stronger, more stable, steady. Not something that you're constantly having to give to and work really, really hard at and not getting anything in return. It's almost like now I'm in charge of my life. I'm taking a hold of what I need to do, and you're not going to hold me back anymore. I'm not going to be held back by what you need in your life. So, Five of Swords. Do you feel like there is a deceptive quality to this water sign, Scorpio? I kind of feel like this water sign might be the person that you've been giving so much to, or it's almost like you need to build a different type of relationship with them. Don't deceive yourself and don't let them get in the way of your movement forward, right? The Hermit. So this earth sign could be a Virgo. Don't let the water sign get in your way of movement forward. Really depend on, I mean, like, this full moon is seriously going to make you look at the shadow aspects of who you are, and it's going to give you a strength. It might be a little uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie to you. I never have lied to you. I've always been very straightforward with you guys. It might be a little uncomfortable because you are, or maybe a lot uncomfortable. It depends on what it is that you need to get rid of in your life, and you've known that you've needed to get rid of it for quite some time. And I don't mean that everybody's going to break up or you're going to lose your job or you're going to do this or whatever. There is just something that you know you've had to work on to move out of your life, and it's almost like been such a stagnant energy. Like, why am I not moving up? Why am I not going anywhere? I don't know what it is that's keeping me at a standstill. That is what this full moon is going to do. It's going to show you what's been keeping you at a standstill, the Hanged Man. And it's going to show you what you need to look at within to start to move forward. So don't stifle the feelings that come to you, because if you are uncomfortable in what you are faced with through this full moon, if you stifle that, it's going to get even more uncomfortable, because you know that the universe is going to show you ways and opportunities of moving on. And if you don't go with those opportunities or look at those things that the universe is showing you, it's going to get very, very hard. And then Uranus moves into Taurus, which is the Tower. And I don't want you to think that everything's going to be totally devastating. I feel like if you just start to take the steps of moving forward, if you actually look at the things in your life, the things that you can change, it's like, you know, I can change certain things, and then there are things that I have like no power over, right? Look at the things that you can change about your life. Really look at the things you can change with the Ace of Swords and the Moon. I'm going to actually like start looking at these cards for May, because I think it's a really good transition into May as you start to look at what it is that the Tower is bringing. You may feel like everything is over, like it's totally devastating, like, you know, I'm not really sure where to go now. Everything is so rocky. Because there have been instances where, you know, you've been pushed in certain directions, and you work really, really, really hard to keep things, to keep everybody happy and satisfied. And when you do that so much, and then the Tower energy comes, the universe is saying, no, it's time to really change things up. It's time to really change things up, right? So confront that with the Moon. As we go into May, really confront the things that you need to change in your life. I'm going to take the Moon out too. Really confront the things about yourself. At this full moon, the Scorpio full moon, really confront the things about yourself that you can change, the stuff that you have control over, not the stuff that the universe is controlling. So, May 2018, there's going to be, a lot of stuff going on. And I feel like you're going to have like little nudges, Page of Wands. Or somebody will message you about movement forward, being the Fool. And the key with the Fool is having the faith to do it. And I love having this Tower energy with the Fool, because this is an absolute new beginning. Everybody gets really scared of the Tower energy, but this is all about evolution. And that's what Uranus and Taurus is going to do. All about evolution. All about shaking things up a little bit to keep us on our path, to keep us moving in the direction that we need to be moving in. Two cards flipped over here. There's the Three of Pentacles again, and the Three of Wands. So you really want to break free. And I feel like you've been wanting it for so long, but it's like in your mind, you're like, yeah, but what if everything is worse once I break free? And that's not really the way that that works. When you start changing things in your life, when you start switching things up in your life, because the same thing that you were doing before is not working anymore. That is recognized, you know, and if we stay on the same path and we do the same thing over and over and over again, we never recognize or take the opportunities that are given to us, missed opportunities that are given to us to move forward. All we do is look back with regret. And I don't think that's now's the time for you to look back with regret. I think now's the time for you to really push this option, this dream, this chance. Could be, and I mean, again, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be a relationship. It can be in your family. It can be in work, friends. But you've been wanting to move forward and build something for some time. And it's like you've been waiting to hear from the universe, but when you get the universal messages, are you listening? God, my refrigerator is so loud. I just realized that how loud it is because it just kicked off. You don't recognize it when you're here all the time, right? So, what is the Tower moment? Wow, I didn't even have to get the whole question out. Six of Cups, your past. Something about your past needs to change. Family, friends, your environment. I want to know what the Ten of Swords is. Why do you think, what do you think is going to be so devastating that it keeps you stuck, that it keeps you in a very stagnant mode? Because you've had opportunities, you've had ideas, the universe has shown you paths that you can take. It might be uncomfortable. The Knight of Pentacles. And this is, it could, you know, maybe the Ten of Swords is what I'm saying and is keeping me stagnant and making things really slow for me. And that's kind of what's devastating me. Except the Ace of Swords is what happens right after the Ten of Swords. I think you're done being stagnant. I think you're done, you're no longer you're no longer going to let that Ten of Swords keep you back. So you have a choice to make, Two of Wands, and I feel like one of the choices is for you to go on to a better day with the Sun. Again, we have the Ten of Wands and the Hanged Man, Six of Swords. Page of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. So the Earth sign coming out as either a Knight or a Page. So it's almost like you've had to take a step back from this Earth sign to reevaluate your life, reevaluate where the beauty lies within it, the hard work you need to do to move away. I feel like you really need to come into mental clarity with the Six of Swords. And if you're staying in the Hanged Man state, which is Pisces, by the way, and you're not looking at things in a different perspective, that mental clarity is not going to come very easily. And it will be hard work. Could actually be physically hard for you to come into a mental clarity. But we have two tens here. So definitely coming to the end of a cycle. And the knowledge that things have to change. They cannot stay the way they've been because you are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not the same person that you were 6 months ago. You're not the same person you were 3 months ago. And it's almost like the stagnancy of where you are right now is almost like you can't even believe it. You're like, I'm a Sagittarius. I don't stay in one spot. I don't get stagnant. I'm not the king, the Knight of Pentacles. I'm the Knight of Wands. I move, I go, I do. I travel, I see things, I make things happen. And the place that you've been where it's like, I want to be the fool, but I'm waiting for the universe to guide me there. Well, I do feel like you've been getting messages, and maybe even physical messages. Like, excuse me, I feel like if you are a person that sees like synchronistic numbers or signs, or you hear things or certain songs start playing, and like you're thinking about a person or wondering about a person, and a song pops up in your head, or a song starts playing on the radio like out of the blue. I feel like these things have been increasing so much lately that it's almost like that nudge to you, like it's coming. It's coming. I feel like you've had to really, that full moon at the end of April is really going to make you confront why you are still where you are when you know that you need to move forward. And if you already know that you are moving forward, and this is like, you need to check out your moon and rising sign if this reading isn't resonating. This is for the Sagittarians that it's like they see it. They know it's coming. They see the movement that they need to make and what they need to do. And for some reason, they're still being held back. And it's almost like a self-imposed stagnancy that's happening. So really needing to recognize the push in the right direction that the universe is giving you. And I feel like that full moon is really going to illuminate that for you. So May is going to be a pretty big month for you guys. I really feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like things are going to be very clear for you. Things are going to be clarified. And it's almost as if a light bulb turns on. You know, like almost kind of in a very shocking way. And maybe it'll be more gradual for some of you. But it's almost as if you wake up one day and you realize, damn, I haven't been happy for a long time. Or damn, I've been in the same job for so long and there's no movement forward. Or damn, I've been, you know, sitting in this place of stagnancy and I can't put one foot in front of the other anymore. And I've been working so hard to stay in this stagnant place. And why? And there's the light bulb. Why? Why have I been working so incredibly hard to stay exactly where I am when I know, and I've had people telling me, or the universe telling me, there is more for you. There is more out there for you. Gosh, my throat is so tickly. I just want to keep on coughing. Don't diminish the people in your life because you're the one that's on guard. Or you could have somebody, the earth sign could be on guard against you. Really make sure that you're not putting your emotional baggage onto other people in May, because I do feel like you have people surrounding you as things are cleared out in your life. But you really need to know that it's time for you to no longer be burdened by the things that you've been holding on to so tightly. Out of security, safety, out of fear of the unknown. Because that's what the Ten of Swords is. Really, it's the fear of the unknown. And if we all lived in that fear, we'd never get anywhere in life. We'd never go for our purpose. But you have a purpose and you're learning your purpose. and the Scorpio full moon at the end of April and going into May, because that energy goes for several weeks after. It will be a culmination of everything that you have been learning about yourself in the last year or so, and really opening your eyes, and in a very shocking way. I feel like it's going to be very shocking. That's what the sun keeps on, like, it's so bright that you can't even deny that that's what's happening. So, all right, Sagittarius, I love you guys so very much. If you want a personal reading from me, check out the InstantGo app and my website, fearlessintuition.net. If you click on the little, there's like a little arrow down, then you can see all of the information underneath the video. And I do have specials on the relationship readings for like the next 9 days. So make sure you take advantage of that. I do love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your April and wonderful beginning of May. And thank you so much for your patience with this. And I'm finally caught up with personal readings, thank goodness. So I'll be getting the end of the second part of May out probably next week. So I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.